Oh, does your mother have just like flowing long locks? Oh my god, Tomb, go to bed, you idiot. We're gonna chill there, I think, for Space Marine for tonight. That mission is a bit too rough for my current state of mind. So instead, we're gonna chill. We're gonna chill and have a nice old chat like we haven't. Go. What the fuck? Oh, that's weird. Oh my god, Tomb. Yeah, please don't burn your house down. For the love of God. Don't be a silly boy. Okay. What we're gonna do while we're chilling here is I'm gonna take y'all to the moon. What we're gonna do. We're gonna go to the moon. Going to disable our plugins for security reasons. And away we go. I am not too bad, Twee. I've been better. I've certainly been better, but stream is definitely helping. Wait. Oh my god, there's a new Haru Urara racewear in Umusume. I must have it. Hey, Mongo. It was going not too bad. We were trying the weekly mission, but I'm not really in a condition to pull it off. So instead, we're going to just chill for a bit now, because we've been playing for about an hour and a half. And we're going to hop on to 14 here, FF14. And just chill and chat. Excuse me. I am Mongo. I am very much cursed by Nurgle. I'm in the second day of it, so in theory, tomorrow I should have my final day of it, and then it'll be good. Then it'll be good. Oh, so I was bringing it back. Well, I want to bring back. Now we've got a couple more people here. I'm really curious to get some more school stories. Does anyone in chat have any fun or interesting stories from their time in school? Let me go. Alright, let me just switch over my stream stuff here. Our plugins are disabled, and they are. Uh, 14. You suplexed your PE teacher. I see. I'm not sure that's an appropriate thing to do. Oh, what is that? That's a new one. Oh yeah. I never finished Edge Runners because I tend to stick to the happier stuff myself for personal reasons. Oh, okay, good. Then I'm glad you suplexed him too. Thank you. You have doled out good justice that day. Top on armor. And let's go do some smithing. Go do a wee bit of smithing up on the moon. Sorry, not the moon. We're going to a different planet altogether, in fact. Brain? There we are. Best Viz Burrow. Okay, that's there. Just check on Discord. There we go. Alright, and so straight to Oasis. Straight to, I don't know, Space Texas, basically. Oh, red alert. Oh, hey. Awesome. Hold on. We got shit to do. Armor, Weaver, Goldsmith. Oh, Weaver's one of the classes. Okay, we'll go Weaver then. We could potentially finish leveling Weaver. I've been kind of used. So we have a side activity in for crafting gathering on the moon. I mean, you did assault a teacher, so you kind of got to face some consequences for that. But you know. So the missions. I'm gonna go over here because otherwise y'all are going to just hear the endless pings. Weaver, initiate. Alright, protective clothing. Give me a moment here. I'm going to use a totally not outside the game program to make this crafting significantly easier. Yep, that's all fine. Over protective covering, Weaver, and solve, and copy, macro, paste. Oh, it's already down there. There we go. A little bit of crafting here. So yes, I can honestly say we didn't have any. Oh no, actually I did. I apologize. We actually did have that run in. Now, this wasn't discovered until after I'd left my school. But we my third and fourth year. My third and I'm thinking there, I just gotta check some. Okay, there we go. My third and fourth class. So in Ireland, when you're in primary school, you're considered in a class. When you're in secondary school, you're considered in a year. Why did that bug out? Oh, I must have been down by accident. Anyway, so we had a super cool teacher. He was probably my favorite teacher in the school, right? And about 2-3 years after I left, they needed a new principal. They needed a principal, so they were like, sure, whatever. They had a little voting and all that, and this dude was in line to become the new principal. And everyone was like, oh, sweet, yeah, great. And I believe the story goes is his wife. So this was a married man. His wife found out about the big no-no on his computer, the big CP. And you can piece together what that means, because I don't want to say it for Twitch's algorithm. But his wife outed him, and he promptly went to jail because of it. Yeah, exactly, Toom. You figured it out. He had the big COD points. Yeah, the big cyberpunk. Yeah. But yeah, man, like you just never know. You know? You really just never know. Chili pizza, I like that. He just had boxes of chili pizza. Absolutely boxes of it. But yeah, it was genuinely a shock because he was probably the nicest teacher in the school, like bar none. So thankfully he got found out before he got in a real position of power. I mean, he was still a teacher, to be clear, for many years, but it's just terrifying that it took that long for him to be caught. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. It baffles me. Oh god, especially when you're married. Like, if you're single or whatever and you have like the privacy of your own home, etc., sure, but to be that like out of your gourd when you're goddamn married, he's like, ugh. Oh god, it's nasty, man. Absolutely nasty. I have no idea if I'm assuming he's out of jail now, but on like a sex offender schedule. But yeah. Oh, it is. High school anchor. Still waters are deep. Oh yeah, okay, I get it. High school tanker, but they had a teacher that was married and very fond of the first. Oh, the entire team. Oh my god, Doom. That is fudged. Oh, come on. Why is it sometimes it's... Okay, something's going on here. I'm not sure what, but something's going on. I don't know why sometimes this is finishing early. But yeah. We did have one other story, and I told this one a long time ago. But one of my old jobs was I worked in a holiday village. That's crazy too. Yeah. I worked in a holiday village, right? And I worked in the retail section. And I have a pretty good radar when it comes to detecting people who aren't quite what they seem to be. Call it a side effect of being a hermit or whatever, I don't know. Maybe it's the autism. But I'm pretty good at it. And there was this one dude, good looking guy, you know, everyone loved him. Everyone thought he was great. He was always like the go-to guy. There's always something about him that just didn't sit right with me. And like I'd be friendly towards him, but I'd never like want to hang out with him or anything like that. I'm like, yeah, sure, buddy. Hey, how you doing? You know, and just quickly scoot along. And I'm in this job for the summer, right? And it's coming up to my last, I'm gonna say like 2 weeks. So we're in the winding down period. It's around Halloween. It's much quieter there. You know, most of the camper vans have gone away. And we go in for like one of our last shifts there. And about halfway through the shift, we notice some Garda. The Garda Síochána, that's the Irish police force. And oh hey, I don't care. But anyway, so yeah, we see them outside, and we're obviously of course. Oh okay, we assume that one of the guests got a bit rowdy. Yeah, no problem too. Godspeed, buddy. Enjoy your sleep. Because we get a lot of okay, I genuinely can't remember the proper term for them. But in Ireland, we call them travelers. So like gypsy folk, kind of thing. If there's anyone in chat that is a part of that community, I apologize for not knowing the correct term. There is apparently a politically correct term you can use, but it seems to change on a yearly basis, so regardless. And unfortunately, we tend to get the stereotype of these people. Rowdy, loud, would try to haggle you down from 50 cent for a candy bar. Not great peeps. And we get the odd call. Usually the guards do come out to us fairly regularly to deal with them. But it turns out that what had actually happened was that, and how we knew it was a big deal was because the upper management was there. So in my retail section, we had 3 managers, three female managers there, and they were mostly in charge of the retail section, but there was another manager, a Polish fella, who was above them, and he was never around. I think I saw him a total of 2 times my entire time I was in Travolga. And the fact that he was there was like, oh, this must be serious. And it turns out that dude that everyone loved had essentially date raped someone. They'd gotten an underage girl drunk, did the thing, and got caught for it. And so to say that, I mean, throwing him under the bus implies he was in the right. Like, but yeah, no, the upper management were like, they were bringing the hammer down on this absolute waste of human society. But I remember obviously stars, yeah, unfortunately. And like this, oh god, like just, and everyone questioned me too. Like, I remember specifically, even the managers, they could tell I didn't like this guy. They're like, oh, why don't you like him? He's so friendly. He's always helping. Blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't know. I'm not a great fan. I'm just not a great fan of him. I don't know what to tell you. And people questioned me. And once it came out, they were all like, how did you know? Like, I don't know what to tell you. Just I have a sixth sense about people like this. And it's both a blessing and a curse. So the problem is, until the person that I get a sixth sense about is either caught or at the very least found out to be not great, people look at me like I'm goddamn crazy. You know what I mean? So it's like, ugh, whatever. And I just tend to live with that, to be clear. But it's yeah, people are capable of some real disgusting shit. Absolutely heinous behavior. So what's the Inquisition? What's the Space Marine thing? Well, not Space Marine, but you know, the cop thing, trust but verify, all that kind of stuff. It isn't a cop thing. It's just like a general like rule of life. Trust but verify, baby. Yeah. I don't know, man. That was the only example in recent memory though that's happened. No, I say quote unquote recent. That was, God, I think it was in like my early 20s, like 23, 24. They were almost there, a little bit more, and then we're level 100. So one more should get me to max level Weaver, and that'll be another crafting class down. Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, look, there's a reason people want the. There's a reason people want the. Ireland doesn't have the death penalty. We never have, to my. Okay, but I'm sure we had back in like the fucking Middle Ages or whatever, or the famine, blah blah blah. We had it when we were under British rule, but we they got rid of it quite a while back. But there's exceptions. There's definitely exceptions. It's unfortunate, but yeah. Anyway, any gosh darn way. Depressing topics aside. Depressing topics aside for the moment, there was something else I wanted to talk. What was it? What was it? Oh my god, brain. New work, please. What was it again? Oh my god. Oh yeah, the freaking the second the Helldivers to freaking Warbond in a goddamn week. And there we go, baby. Smiling, styling, and text. No, Aaron, I don't think it was, Aaron. I don't think it was. Here we are. There is another level 100 class. Got Alchemist, Culinarian, Blacksmith, and Fisher left. Do you think so, Stars? Why do you think? Oh, is it still not set? My bad. My bad. See, I'm so used to having Rat King around because he will just like automatically change it that I legitimately didn't think to change it. So thank you for bringing that up. There we go. Thank you, stars. Sure, yeah, no problem. Yeah, take your time. We'll do a leveling roulette with someone. No, I said I'm going to be doing one. Please didn't go back. Oh, boy, oh boy. Anyway. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no. 14 is my one MMO that I've stuck with for all these years. Ever since it relaunched with 2.0. I've stuck with 14. Go. Okay. Let's get out of here. Since we're going doing that. Onion Knight Helm. Very nice. I sadly wasn't into yeah, I didn't know about I wasn't into PC gaming when 1.0 was a thing. I didn't get into PC gaming till like my early 20s. Oh, my gear's on the way out. That's fine though. I would have loved to have at least experienced it though. That's the key thing. I guarantee I would have dropped it like a hot rock. All right, but I would have loved to have experienced 1.0 just to truly see how jank it was. You know. Now that being said, I have watched that what's that shit? No, I know, yeah. Like I have watched that documentary that God, it was a channel that did like a full retrospective 1.0, like the rise and like the fall and rise of FF14. Was it something of the realm? Watchers of the Realm or something? Oh my God! Look at what do you want, Ramrod? Huh? What do you want, you goddamn fiend? Look at this. No, no soul for you. Get out of here. But yeah, I did watch it. It looked really interesting. I would have liked to again. I would have to have tried it, but I definitely wouldn't have stuck with it. I know I wouldn't have, but yeah, go for it. Oh, weird. Hold on. Let me do it then. Okay. Fair enough. But yeah. Yeah, no problem. I'm on Paladin, so you're good. Also, yeah, what? I like how we went from Sliver claiming my soul, to Aaron claiming it. We have a full soul. We have too much soul, if anything. Yeah, the Dad of Light. I remember that. That was such a God. The cheese. That show was cringe, but it was the best kind of. It was really heartwarming cringe. Do you mean in game or in real life, Ramrod? Schroeder. That genuinely depends on my mood. No, I am not redhead in real life. Okay, being female and redhead is like hitting the lottery. I'm ready, yeah. That's up whatever. Being male and redhead is like hitting, the opposite of a lottery. It is like legitimately like the worst punishment an Irish person can get. But Schroeder, that genuinely depends on my mood. Now, if I had to choose one thing, so say we have like a freaking an isekai situation, and I have a choice, then I'm probably gonna go tank, because tank is my first love after everything else. It's only type lottery, yeah, exactly. Yeah, tank is definitely my go-to. It is in MMOs. It's usually the first class I level. Hey guys. God, I miss my plugins. Yeah. And with support being a second, yeah. I'm very much a shield or support type of person. It's how I am. Okay, healer, like, I know it's low level, but you do gotta actually heal me here. An Irish version of the dad in Cloudy with a chance of meatballs. I like that, Sego. I like. No, see, I'd be the kind of healer that would get angry at people. Like, okay, I'm going to heal you, but I'm going to give out to you for getting injured in the first place. That's the kind of one I would be. I'm like, you goddamn idiot. Why are you making me work? You know, I'd be that kind of a healer. The Angie type, or the Tsundere type. Oh, fucking hell. Oh my god. Oh, Christ. Now, when it comes to MMOs, and especially with 14 though, I will generally just play whatever I feel like at the time. That's why I've leveled, like, I have every class leveled to max level in every expansion I've played. Because I love having the variety. Know what I mean? Variety is the spice of life, as they say. Also, if my UI seems really small to some people, then it's primarily because I'm on a 1440p monitor, but I'm still on like a 1920 by 1080 UI scale because I like having the extra space on my screen, to be honest. And especially when I'm playing tank, I don't really have to care about the rest of the UI. If I'm playing healer, then I obviously want to see the UI a bar more, but if I'm playing tank or DPS, it really doesn't matter. Just don't hit allies. Yeah. No, fair enough, stars. It is whatever people enjoy. Now, I will say, I have one giant pet peeve when I'm healing, right? And it is, if you want to like tick me off when I'm in a dungeon or a raid with you, this is how you tick me off, all right? If you heal yourself the moment you take damage, if your class has the ability to cast a healing spell, and you don't give me a chance to heal you, I legitimately will get angry at you. I'm like, my brother in Christ, stop dropping DPS and let me do my job. I'm looking at you, Ramrod. You're dead. I'm looking at you. Look, see, look, listen. It is no, okay? Let the healer do their job. I went the wrong way. Let the healer do their job. If they fail, great. All right. Okay, warriors are the exception, because it's baked into the warrior's whole like rotation. If a warrior isn't self-healing, then something's gravely wrong. But otherwise, no. And to be clear, so okay, I need to clarify. I should clarify this though. If you're playing a DPS and you're self-healing, then I'm going to get angry with you. Like if you're playing a red mage. If you're playing a red mage and you're not, if you're casting your healing, if you're casting Vercure, your healing ability, rather than a damaging spell, because you took a single bit of damage, I'm going to give you a stink eye. You know? Oh, that's what I hate. That. I mean, okay. Here's the sad part. Most MMO, most fucking raid groups like that, they're going to take it too seriously. You know? Unfortunately. Oh, that's fine, Schroeder. Like that's part of like. So by the end of, okay, if you use blood, like so, yeah, the most, I think, yeah, all the melee DPS in 14 have access to a class ability called Blood for Blood. or I think it's got a different name now to be more generic and less angy, but regardless, you have an ability to make lifesteal. That's fine. Because you're still, that's an off global cooldown that you're hitting, and it's just going to like, you're just passively healing and making the healer's job easier. That's fine. You're not sacrificing anything. Like I said, this is my specific annoyance is when you're going out of your way to break up your damaging rotation to heal yourself when there's no need. Because the best healers will know exactly what health you can drop to before you're at actual risk of dying. You don't need to keep people 100% topped up all the time. That is the one thing I will like drill into new healers. Okay. I like when lifesteal is an option. I think lifesteal is a very good option versus a regen, because it's like the whole Bloodborne argument. Like obviously, like Bloodborne's combat system is based around you being hyper aggressive. If you take damage, you're not. It's not like Dark Souls where you fall back, you chill and then heal. No, you have to get hyper aggressive in their face if you want to get your health back. You know what I mean? Exactly, Aaron. Exactly. Doesn't matter how low. Like you might have moments of, okay, I'm getting a little low here, and then before you even have a chance to say I'm getting a little low here, healer, you'll already be like topped up and fine. You know what I mean? Here's the truth, all right? Y'all want the truth? Here's the truth about healers. The best healers are just an extra DPS in your party. That is a simple fact of the matter. If they are doing their job correctly, they're just an extra DPS. It's just free damage. No, they should. And, you know, regardless. Oh, okay, look, Ramrod, look. It's not an argument, okay? You don't have to heal to be... Let me actually play devil's advocate here as well. If a healer doesn't want the DPS, that's fine. That's completely fine. Yeah, no, someone just told me on the call there. Fight should not be designed around a healer being a DPS. That is bad game design. That is both the DPS. That is both the designers making the poor decision, and the DPS in your party not doing their job properly. A healer being able to DPS should just be a bonus. A nice little neat thing, like, okay, look, they're doing well enough, everyone's doing their mechanics properly, no one's taking excess damage, I can DPS now, no problem. That's the best case scenario right there. Well, I can see Toon's efforts to sleep have failed. Oh, my bad. I did not see the lady's handmaiden there. Oh, but yeah. Oh, God. Can I just say, I've healed and tanked in a great many MMOs in my time. I genuinely think my least fun experience healing has been in World of Warcraft. I hate healing World of Warcraft. It feels just really uneven and all over the place. If that makes sense. Like, I don't know. No, to be clear, I've not played World of Warcraft since, like, I mean, technically Shadowlands, but I only played for like 20 minutes in Shadowlands. My actual last time playing was Battle for Azeroth. Motherfucker, I didn't want all that stuff. God dang it. I didn't leave fast enough. Oh. But yeah. Let me head over to either way. We'll mess with some mess with some outfits while we chat here. No, Ramrod is right. Like, plain and simple. Hey, Cyrus. We played it for about an hour and a half, but I realized I was simply not quite with it enough to concentrate on it. So I decided to just come on here and chill for a bit. Yeah, so we tried the weekly mission, but it just yeah, that weekly mission is real rough. Real rough. Hey, good to hear, Twee. Good to hear. Another leveler? Okay, give me 2 seconds. I just gotta run to the toilet. Alright, be right back, chat. Gotta run to the toilet then. I have a comment on that, Schroeder. Just give me 1 moment there. 1 moment. Gotta sort out some stuff here. Okay. If a healer is out DPSing the DPS, and no, here's the caveat here, okay? Because I'm going to give a caveat. If the healer and the DPS are at comparable gear levels for the game, either 14, WoW, it doesn't matter, then yes, the DPS need to leave the dungeon, find a mirror, and go look at what they're doing wrong with their abilities. Because if a healer is out DPSing you, you are doing something horrifically wrong. Oh God. Now, if the healer is is way more overgeared, then it's forgivable. I'm actually, let's change it up. We go warrior. Alright, ready when you are. Yeah, no rush. I'm just gonna chill here. We're gonna do one more leveling roulette with this person. I'm gonna mess with some. Actually, I'm gonna put up my UI a bit here. Let me get the. Yeah, no problem. Yep. 150. There we go. Now I can see. Now I can see my UI. Apologize to the trees. Yeah, exactly. Because yeah, what Ramrod said as well. Oh, but it happens, Ramrod. I've seen it more times than I care to count. Especially, funnily enough, it happens more the higher level dungeon you get, because shit. Jeez, there we go. Got my tank stance. Yeah, if the healer is worse geared, then 100% the DPS just need to go and install the game. Or go learn how to play their class. One of the two. But like in 14, some of the healers get kind of crazy amounts of damage. Like a skilled sage can pump out some rather insane amounts of damage. Like genuinely insane amount. While also pumping out, like, you know, raid level healing. You know, white mage can also pump out a lot. Like, The only class, the only healer really that doesn't do much in terms of AoE DPS would be, or DPS in general, would probably be Scholar. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I stand corrected. Oh, fair. Yeah, fair. Yeah. But anyway, but a lot of it doesn't come to it. Like, this is both like the way I've come to view it. So, back in the day, I took the mentor role that I have very seriously, and I would, if I was entering like a leveling dungeon especially, doubly so if it's a low level one, and I noticed the player doing something wrong, I would actively try to help them. I would say, hey, look, this is how you do this rotation, this is how your class actually functions, because some of the classes back in the day were much more nuanced in what they did. Like, oh god, Monk, Douglas / Monk, up until very recently, every single ability Monk had required a different position, either side or back, and you were literally playing DDR, having to bounce back and forth between the sides and back. And if you weren't doing that, you were making some serious. I'm 31, Ramrod. All right, I've been here since the rebirth of 14. No, I refuse to remember the dark days of TP. Never. You can't make me. You don't bring back those dark, nightmarish days. So, for reference, you see, so if you, so yeah, I'll explain that. So 14, if you look on the bottom here, you see my HP and my MP bar. Back in the day, this is a holdover from 1.0. 14 had a TP system. You had HP, MP, and TP. And every single action you used would use TP to a varying amount. Now, in average play, you would usually not run out of TP. But the problem is, if you did run out, you literally could do nothing. You literally could do... Let me finish. You, like, yeah, if, like, heaven forbid you, like Ramrod just said, heaven forbid if you accidentally hit your sprint button, boom, all your TP is gone and you're essentially an auto-attacking NPC. Dungeons were sometimes pure suffering depending on your class, because the AoEs would eat up so much TP. Like, for reference here, like your 1, 2, 3 combo, like, so you'd always have 1,000 TP. That was your default. And your like 1, 2, 3 basic combo would probably use up like 60, 70, and and usually your combo would give you some back as you're fighting. Not all the time, now, to be clear. Like what Ramrod said, some attacks would give it back to you, but not always. However, if you're doing dungeons and you wanted, and you obviously want to do big pulls to make it go faster, if you were playing a melee DPS, it was pure cancer. You would get maybe 3 rotations out, and then you were done. That was it. You had nothing left. And so you just basically sat there auto-attacking for like 2-3 minutes while your TP regenerated, so that you could do it again. Like, being a melee DPS in dungeons where the tank wanted the big pull was just pure suffering. I think it was it Heaven's Ward or was it Stormblood? when they eventually got rid of TP. Was it Shadowbringers? Oh my god, it was that late? That's wild. Okay, well, I mean, like, no, to be clear, yeah, apparently Shadowbringers. No, to be clear, over the years, over the expansions, they made it much less of a problem. There was a problem, but nowhere near as bad as it was in 2.0. Yeah, Shadowbringers. And see, the problem, but the problem was, 14's biggest problem was system and tech debt. It was a combination. You had the systems debt because at its core, 14 in its current state was essentially a rebuilding of the original 1.0 game, which was horrifically badly made. Absolutely garbage. But TP, so you know what? That is actually the easiest way to describe TP to new players. TP was a mana bar for physical DPS. That is the easiest way to describe it to new people. It was a mana bar for physical DPS. Both range and oh god, we'll get people. We'll get the gift subs going again soon. But yeah, that is the best way to describe it. But it was just really badly implemented. Really badly implemented. Eventually they got rid of it, thankfully. And the game has been so much better for it. Yep. Oh yeah, dying in rage is awful. Granado shot. Yeah, Granado shot. Look, justice for Granado shot. Oh god. So, for reference, if you don't know anything about 14, there's a class called Machinist, and Machinist has gone through a couple iterations in its lifetime. It's probably one of the classes that's changed the most since its inception. So, way back when it came in, Machinist was essentially Bard/Archer by another name. You had a different tool. Instead of songs, you would build up your heat gauge and then use the heat gauge. Oh, I know, yeah, you had the Goth, right? Sorry. Oh. Look, it's been so long, I can't even clearly describe what it was, but its whole shtick was you would cast ability, you cast your basic abilities to build up the Goss barrel. But, oh god, I'm sorry, I'm getting confused. No, it's worse than I remember. Okay, worse/better. Oh, okay, so let me lay a bit of groundwork here for my story, because I'm turning myself around here. Archer/Bard. Archer becomes Bard. And Machinist. Up until level 60, back in the first expansion of FF14, were instant cast ranged DPS. AKA,
correct your posture.
You hit a button, it immediately fires. There's no cast times, nothing. One of the most controversial things they did in Heaven's Ward was when they brought out Machinist. At level 60 for both of those classes, you gained an ability where you would, for Machinist, you would throw on a Goss barrel. It was a toggle ability. And for Bards, you would toggle on a particular song. And when you did that, all of your global cooldown tied abilities had gained cast timers. So for 50 levels, yeah, but I'll get there. You so for 50 levels, sorry, 59 levels, you got used to and fought with having no cast timers, all the movement in the world, you didn't care. And then suddenly at level 60, you now have to learn how to fight with cast timers. And learn about, you know, cast canceling. I'm gonna fucking die. No, never mind, that was generous. And no, that being said, that is arguably, I believe that in terms of like raid tiers and all that, that is when Machinist and Bard had their highest damage ever across the game's history. But it was just such a strange design decision. Like, to let players get so used to a style of fighting and then suddenly change it up on them. Yeah, 100 BC. Yeah. It's just... But anyway, yeah, so... Like I said, Machinist has gone through a couple different iterations, and one of its original AoE abilities was you literally threw a grenade up into the air and shot it. It was a super satisfying and cool looking move. And sadly, they took it away from us many, many years ago, and we never got it back. Yeah. Did Shadowbringers, did we still have the cast timers in Shadowbringers? Oh, it was End of Heaven's War, never mind. Oh yeah, Bard was fucking insane in Shadowbringers.
I am righteousness.
Oh god.
And righteousness
No,
will prevail.
it's so for here's a fun other story about 14. If you want to know what was the most broken class in the game's history, however, it's the original iteration of Ninja. Yeah, I'm just saying that. So when Ninja first came out, first of all, Ninja was the first new class ever added to 14, and it was added standalone. So it came out before Heaven's Ward. It came out because the Ninja and like character who represented it in the story played a big part in the 2.0 storyline. But Ninja was so broken, there was no reason to bring any other DPS to raids. For the period when Ninja was at its height of its power, raids were literally 2 healers, 2 tanks, 4 ninjas. And you would basically be kicked from a raid group if you didn't play Ninja. Plain and simple. Or they would just bring on someone to replace you while you level Ninja. Like, it was absolutely horrifically overpowered. And to this day, there has been no class that has quite reached that level of overpoweredness as original Ninja. Thankfully, to be clear, because that's not a good thing. That's a very, very bad thing. When a class is that powerful, there's no reason to bring anything else. Reaper was powerful, sure, but it wasn't for... It was broken, to be clear, but I don't think it was quite as bad of an epidemic. Oh, sorry, Pictomancer. What am I saying? Yeah. I'm being dumb. Yeah, Pictomancer. Yeah. Pictomancer was also horrifically busted. Viper, no, Viper had the opposite problem. Viper had the problem of being way too weak. Hell no. Yeah, fair. Yeah, fair enough. But apparently, yeah, Viper was weak until raids started having a lot of AoEs. And then both that and Reaper became super strong. We were playing different Reaper, literally Schroeder, yes. It was so hilariously overpowered. Ninja as well. Ninja's gone through a lot of changes in its lifetime. Ninja used to have cast timers. That was the wild. Your ninjutsus used to have to like cast them. That was wild. Having to stand. Yep. 14 as a whole, like in terms of all the classes, Yeah, fucking Tenchi Jin. Ugh, God, don't remind me. The tanks. The tank play styles. So how they actually physically play hasn't changed too much, but tanks as a role underwent like a massive gentrification a few years back for Shadowbringers. Because they used to be way more like varied and nuanced than they are now, but not for the better. Like there's a lot of people who would argue who will argue like, oh, they're all the same now, blah 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 blah. Like, nah, not really. Not really the same. They all have their identities. They all have their things they do good. But they used to be all over the place. Like a similar a similar style of ability would unlock like 20 levels apart on one tank. Oh fuck's sake, I forgot that second follow ability. Like for example, Rampart here. Rampart is now what's known as a role action. So it's shared across all tanks. These are all role actions that all tanks have access to. But before, you'd have a class-specific version of it. And what was hilarious was like Marauder's version of the ability would unlock like 20 or 30 levels after the Paladin / Gladiator version. Oh, it was so dumb. It was so dumb. And we still have that to a lesser degree. Like all the tanks gained charges. What? No. You're thinking of Sentinel, Ramrod. Sentinel is the Pally specific one. Rampart was a Pally specific ability. But it became the generic lower damage reduction for all the classes. So yeah, there's a bunch of those, like Reprisal. That used to be a Dark Knight specific ability. Arm's Length was...
Correct your
Arm's Length was
posture.
a completely different ability, if I remember. It was a monk specific one, or pugilist specific one. I genuinely can't remember what it used to do, but it's not the same as what it is now. I'd have to go look it up. Alright, come on, giant titty lady. Did you go away already? Oh, Christ. I think if Tomb is still here, he can tell you himself. Boy, oh boy. Oh my god, you sausage. But yeah. Oh god. 14's had a... What?
An old man?
I forgot about him. Whoops. I ain't an old man, you're an old man. 14's classes have had some pretty drastic changes over the years. Some for better, some for worse. Mostly for the better for me. Oh my god. Look, I ain't no hardcore, like, savage raider, alright? Get out of here. Oh, there we go. I think we'll chill and, myself anyway, I'm gonna chill for a small bit and mess with some outfits. My energy levels are rapidly tanking. Y'all can join me while we play the dress up doll game, chat, while I talk to you all. But yeah. Like, let me look here actually. Before we do that. Other classes have had very interesting changes. yeah, Machinist is complete. Machinist got a total overhaul in Shadowbringers, I want to say, that completely changes identity. Machinist used to be way more resource management like heavy, like to a detrimental degree. But hey, bro, question mark. I don't remember, bro. I cannot lie. I genuinely cannot lie. Go stroll while we chat here. While we chat and wind down. Top it is some more suitable travel attire. There we go. Yeah, that was Schroeder. Yeah, you joined in one of the vintage story streams, I believe. But brain work. Oh my god, brains failed me. Yeah. Oh, wait, we're done with the classes. Yeah. So, yeah, Machinist used to be way more resource intensive. Now it's just you just cycle through your off global cooldowns. It's very simple, but it's a very ping intensive class. Oh my god, go to sleep, pro question. Go to sleep, buddy. Oh, no. The flamethrower is one of the best AoEs in the game. Now, to be clear, you're only using the flamethrower in dungeons. You're not using it in raids. There's no reason to use it in raids, but in dungeons, it's a god tier AoE. You just have to set it up properly. Once you aim it correctly, you'll be fine. I don't know, Schroeder. I don't know. It would depend on the religions. I'd rather not. Probably. I mean, Paladin is one of my favorite stereotypes in fantasy. Like my first ever class I leveled in 14 was Paladin. And in most RPGs, be they MMOs or not, if Paladin is an option, I will generally do that first. Because it's just what I enjoy. Either that or a two-handed fighter. I will just stroll through here. We'll switch to that. Stroll on through. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would. Yeah, I'd have to like do some investigating of the religion. Because there's too many isekais where you have like, oh, we're the holy order of good and good and good and good. And then they turn out to all be like incredibly corrupt, scummy psychopaths. You know what I mean? So yeah, it would like case in point, like my shield hero, stuff like that. So I would have to do some investigating first. You know what, chat? Here's a question for you all right? To reveal your own, weeaboo archetype. And you have one simple question, right? One-hander, two-hander, dual wield, or one-hander with a shield? What's your preference? All things being equal, what's the preference? So basically, do you lean towards? Oh God, who's a sword? There's so many sword and board ones. With mounted blades. Oh my God. The true weeb. Yes, the assassin weeb. What am I watching? What am I watching at the moment? I'm waiting for some more episodes to come out for that hero anime, Killjoy, Sentenced to be a Hero, because that first episode was so god tier that I want to wait for the rest of the season to come out first so I can just binge it. If melee, you take duel. Okay, fair enough. Mason Shield, gotcha. The classic paladin fit. What else am I watching? Is it good? Awesome here. Yeah, I was really hoping it doesn't like fall off after that first episode, because my god, that first episode was just beyond top. That was like end of One Punch Man season 1. My god. If there were guns, fair enough, Aaron, fair enough. To be clear, I didn't specify it had to be melee. It can be range, but it's a case of how many hands do you need to use it properly. So it can be range if you want. You can dual wield pistols should you so desire. Yeah. Responsible for this guy's oof. Single hand for swords. Otherwise, I'll go single hand then. I'm not a big dagger / knife fan. It's not my cup of tea. I like my full length blades. Or even short swords I could deal with, but not the actual daggers. Nah, not for me. Not for me. Oh boy. I don't know. For me, it depends what I'm dealing with. If I'm gonna be in like a lone wanderer situation, I'd probably want to go two-handed because just the cool factor. If it's going to be a group situation, like the whole classic isekai situation of, oh, you're transported with your class, I'll generally prefer sword and board. Oh, oh my god, I know, like a halberd or guandao or like that. Yeah, I get you. Okay. Yeah. Because I think, all things being equal, my love will always fall back to two-handed weapons. I love me a great sword. Can't help it. Just a big honking great sword. The more impractical, the better. Yeah, no problem, Sliver. We'll see you around. Go with this. We'll enjoy the rain here for a bit. Oh. Like hell, if I'm playing like Dark Souls or something like that, one of my main builds will almost always be a thingy. Oh my god, no you. See you around, Rob. Have fun. Let me send a quick message. Send it. You know what? Actually, Ramrod, can you send me a DM on Discord again? I've legitimately lost your name in the sea of DMs. It's been freaking non-stop last few months. So I've lost a lot of people I used to be in contact with. Just join the Discord server or something and DM me that way. Anyway. I think if there was ever a world I would want, Switch Axe. Interesting. A Monster Hunter world, huh? Sorry, not her world. A Monster Hunter weapon. There you go. Human, male, fighter, two-handed. Done. There you go. Every generic RPG D&D style campaign ever. You gotta have one. You'll have everyone with all of their super interesting and quirky characters, but then you'll just have the one bro dude who's like, nah, dog, Give me the biggest plate, the biggest sword, the most basic bitch background, and I'm good. There you go. One thing I do have, obviously I have it to say because I'm not comfortable leaving the plugins on during stream because Yoshi has made it very clear he does not like if you're going to use them, just keep it to yourself. Don't put it in public. So, but I do have an animation thing set for turning the Dark Knight into not Dark Knight, sorry. Well, actually, it's Dark Knight and Samurai, and turn them into Clouds moveset from the FF7 remake, and that is super fun. It's going to be a faster, like, smacking thing. It's great. Yeah, sword and board is awesome. Alchemist, huh? You know what? Here's something to ask. We chatted about this a good while ago. But for those, Brandmar mentioned they're hitting off the tabletop. For those that have played RPGs, like tabletop style D&D sessions, who here has some, if you had to pick any of your characters you've played that you found the most fun to play, what is it and what were they in game, in the setting of the world? I need to retell my Master Roshi. I need to retell my Master Roshi story, but when we have a bit more people around. Like maybe during a more regular stream, like Vintage Story, I'll retell the Master Roshi story. Excuse me. That and my Better Call Saul story. Still my two favorite tabletop stories I've ever had. You know what? Let's head back to the apartment and chill there. Oh, oh, my nose. The nose. Oh, so like a lantern sword, like a lantern shield. I get you. I mean, the Captain America build would be. I would rock the shit out of that. Just fist and shield, but you have the ability to throw the shield and have it so you can use the shield as a weapon. Oh yeah, I'd be all over that. Captain America's fighting style is probably my favorite in all of Marvel. I love Captain. I love his style. Ooh, venture cover. Come on. Give me some good, baby. Give me some good. We love gambling. Oh, we really love gambling, baby. Whoever said gambling doesn't pay off? Well, that's the streamer look right there.
No.
So for those without context, I think it's easier if I just show you how much a single pot of this stuff is worth. All right. So for reference, okay, I'll show you a reference. Okay. So here's a more regular die. Something you can craft, right? About 700 gil per pot. You know, it's okay. It's okay. And here's what this sells for. And this is, to be clear, this is the only way you can acquire this die is through these coffers, unless you have special like tokens from recruiting friends. That's how much a single pot of this goes for. One. I just hydrated tracking, thank you. So yeah, the streamer luck kicked in well there. It's the second most expensive in the game. Might be the most expensive. Maybe. I'm probably gonna give it as a gift. I've got 4 pots of it now. Probably give 2 away as a gift to someone. Actually, let's do some little bit of market board research here. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right. Time to undercut, baby. God dang it. I was hoping to sell this before the massive undercutting started, but oh well. Dual wield. Interesting. Dual wield 1. Good, good, good. Your power to charm the whole settlement. That's amazing, Aaron. I love that. Very good. I was dual wield myself for a long time because of my love for SAO. I was a diehard. I mean, I still am really, but a Sword Art Online weeb. Like, sue me, I can't help it. It's cool. Like, big chunky sword, sword and board, or dual wield swords. One of those three. That's where I'm at. And now I am now officially deaf in both my ears. Love popping my eardrums, baby. Right. Fantastico. Okay. Uncouth. Congratulations. You know, I'm gonna take one of these off. This is actually an emote that just came out. And it is literally for a high five. So keep that. Keep all those. Dump that. Keep that. Again, it'll never be funny. It'll never not be funny to me how you have FF14, you know, this was kind of a high fantasy world, but then, you know, here you go. Have a literal fucking Gundam plug suit. Have a plug suit from Evangelion, you know? Just equip it all this way, it's easier. Is that everything? Yeah, it's everything. You know, just like, oh, I love it. I genuinely love what 14 has become. There are some who are not a great fan of it, but fuck it. I enjoy an MMO or any kind of setting where they allow technology to advance. You know what I mean? Like, or in the case of, oh, what was it called? In the case of Gate, in the manga at least, where they actually have to regress in technology because the gate closes and they get cut off and they're forced to revert back to like black powder formations. You know? Oh yeah, no, there is no practicality to dual long swords. Like that is horrifically impractical as a fighting style. If you're gonna do that, you go with a long sword and, you know, a shield breaker, like a tiny little dagger, kind of parry and riposte and all that. Like you don't go with the two long swords. Ma. Come on. We gotta do the archer mop. Oh, it actually worked. Oh my god. Ma. Oh, that wonderful feeling when your ear pops. In a good way. When it when it unpops, I should say. Oh. Hop into some chill fire here and let's just chill for a while. Onto the stove, onto the fire. You know, I miss having an open fire. We used to have two open fires in my house. we replaced one of them with a stove back when my dad was still alive. And we replaced the second one with a stove for the sake of oh god, like price, like oil, like oh my god, resource reduction, like stop using so much coal. And we replaced that one like last year. No, it was the year before. Sorry, it was the year before. It is lovely, like you can open it and it's nice, but I definitely miss that like open. I do miss an open fire pit. They're really, really nice. Oh yeah, you know what? To go back to what Killjoy was saying, let me what an anime watch her. Yeah, I'm not watching Jujutsu Kaisen. It's just not my thing. I really, really tried Jujutsu, but it just didn't click with me. It just didn't. I have one anime I am watching, but I am keeping it to myself because it ain't exactly PG-13. We're keeping that one to ourselves. What else? You know what I do need to catch up on though, and watch now that this like finishes third season is what's it called? Spy X Family. I watched all of season one and like a chunk of season two, and then just kind of stopped for some reason. And I need to get back into that because that is probably one of my most favorite animes of all time. Do you mean the slime anime, Schroeder? That time we got reincarnated as a slime? Yeah, no, I've watched all of that. I haven't seen the latest movie, but I have watched all of that. Um, I like that one. I prefer its early seasons, personally. Like, I prefer the build up to what he becomes, but I still do watch and enjoy the rest of it. No, it's still going, baby. It's still going strong. That is the anime that refuses. Look, it's not going to be like Bleach or One Punch Man. All right, not One Punch Man. Sorry, it's not like Bleach or One Piece. I hope it's not good. Doesn't go like One Punch Man. Oh my god, God Almighty! Talk about an anime just like being strung up on puppet strings for the sake of its name. Oh, that was depressing, man. I tuned in every week to watch One Punch Man season 3 for no other reason than morbid curiosity to see how much worse it could get. Like, oh my. Now, that being said, I will not forgive Slime for their last season they did. They had like, they did a Naruto or a Dragon Ball where they had like 4 fucking episodes of them just sat around the table. That was it. 4, like legitimately 4 full episodes of this garbage. And I was just like, are y'all kidding me? You're still doing like, and to be clear, it's almost certainly because of what Racking just said. Because the manga is still being written. It's the Dragon Ball thing. Like the same thing happened to Naruto, it happened to Dragon Ball. It happens to every hyper popular anime that outpaces the manga. Because evidently they usually will. It just can't be helped, you know. Oh god, but yeah. Oof. It was oof. It was big oof. When the action finally kicked off in that season though, it was good. I enjoyed it. But man, did it take its time getting there. Holy crap. Oh god. Was there anything else? Was there anything else? Let me check out and watch real quick. Oh my god. The freaking the Dual Masters anime slash cartoon just came onto my anime watching site. Oh my god. Y'all remember Dual Masters? Huh? Do we have anyone old enough in chat or nerdy enough in chat to remember that fucking show? Oh god, or that game. Duel Masters was like Duel Masters was designed, if I recall correctly, as baby's first Magic the Gathering. That was this whole shtick. It even had its own separate card game, mate. But it was literally designed as baby's first Magic the Gathering. It was designed to kind of hook kids and bring like the younger, non-nerdy demographics into MTG. And it failed spectacularly. Like it lasted like, I think in the West, it failed spectacularly. I think in Japan, it actually enjoyed like a lot of fucking shows. Like not quite the amount of Yu-Gi-Oh shows, but pretty close to it. Basically, none of those came to the West. They stayed in Japan because they saw there was just no interest in it. The show was just a knockoff Yu-Gi-Oh, which is hilarious given how goofy the early seasons of Yu-Gi-Oh are. Yeah, it's a weird situation, man. It was a weird situation. I actually had some of those cards. And I actually still own the Game Boy Advance game. Which was... The Game Boy Advance game was one of those games, one of those early card game video games, where if you didn't know how to exploit it, it would rock your shit. Like, it was ridiculously hard. The moment you figured out how easily exploited the AI is, it's literal child's play. Because the AI in those early card games is usually dumb as a sack of bricks. And you can very easily learn their patterns and like how to bait out certain things. You can get easy wins. Oh, tired. I'm tired, boss. I'm tired. Yeah. Oh. Some food in a minute. I'll have some food. I'll make some tea in a minute now and just wind down. So yeah. For the few now that are hanging around, although there's 23 of y'all just lurking away nicely. This weekend I may or may not be around much. At most, I might be around Friday night for Vintage Story. It all depends how things go tomorrow. And by extension, whether I'll be around Saturday will also depend on how tomorrow goes. We shall see. In theory, we'll have an Arma stream, a 2-part Arma stream at that. But we shall see, as they say. Right, was there anything else? Yeah, we're gonna wind down here. So if there's any last minute bits, gifts, donations, all that fun stuff, now would be the time. Once again, if you haven't already and you have suggestions, I am looking for suggestions for Patreon stuff. Because I will more likely be launching one for the purpose of just supporting me as a person and the things I'm going to have to possibly be paying for soon. Yes, I heard the goddamn gnome. Exactly, sure. The thing is, the streaming is part of supporting the family. That's the key here. At the moment, they're kind of interwoven. Anyway, so yeah. With that note, I shall hopefully see you all soon. And obviously, I'll be on Discord, so feel free to reach out to me on there. And I hope you all have a good night. Bye-bye, everyone.